And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your friend Cheap Ludes. Hey, do you guys miss the Tuesday pack openings? Boy, do I. I miss the Tuesday pack openings so much. It's just, I don't know. Anyways, we got new content, if you want to call it that, in NBA 2K23 My Team. Okay, let's start off with the moments. We got a Jalen Duren. I think his last name is pronounced Duren. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to call him Jalen from this point forward. Okay. Let's start with the moments card, right? People are upset because we haven't been getting big name moments cards since Embiid. Look, I like having a random dude getting cards that will never get another card in the game, like a Jalen Duren. Cool. But I do agree that we do need to start seeing like some bigger names in these moments grinds, because they're not giving them to us in packs anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There's no real reason for them to gatekeep a lot of these guys. Like, they're not even selling them to us in packs. So like, at this point, them not giving us bigger players is just out of spite. But even if you're going to give us a Jalen card, for instance, even though he went 20-10 in a losing effort, but which I don't think is really that big of a moment, but whatever. It's just me. They've been loving the Pistons this year, by the way. Anyways, at the bare minimum, why does he still have a slow jump shot? Why does Jalen Duren still have his own base on slow? Like, come on, man. I know he's not a shooting guy, but like, you couldn't have given it to us on normal. You really couldn't have done that for us. Like, everything else looks okay. You could not have given us this jumper on normal. Like, it's just stupid stuff like that that drives me nuts. I just know, and maybe it is foolish of me to think that this multi-billion-dollar company would have it set up that all they would have to do is click a few things to maybe change the speed of a jump shot when they're implementing a new card, but I just genuinely feel like it can't be that hard to switch a jump shot from slow to normal. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's actually a little bit more laborious than I know. I am admitting the fact that I'm not really too familiar with how they implement new content in the game, but I just feel like it can't be hard enough for you to not do it. I feel like they just didn't do it because they don't care, which is frustrating. Anyways, also, why Jalen Duren? I just feel like we only get one pack a week now, right? With 8 players in it. So, like, at a certain point, you have to just start giving out cards that would normally be in packs, or that they would normally try to sell you as moments cards, because they're not even trying to sell you those players anymore. You know what I mean? Guys like Evan Mobley, Pascal Siakam, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Edwards, like these guys who have had big games over the last like 5 days. Put them out as a moments card. You're not even trying to make money off of these players. Like, you're not even putting out 3-4 packs a week anymore like you did back in 2K20. Like, why are they not moments? I don't get it. Anyways, we got a new Lunar New Year card, I guess. You could call it a new one. We got Stephon Marbury. Not even a pink diamond Steph. Basically the exact same as the diamond Stephon Marbury that already exists. Couple additional shooting badges and playmaking badges, but essentially the same. It's just stuff like this. Like, we already have a diamond Stephon Marbury. Not only do we already have a diamond Stephon Marbury, but we already have one that plays for the Phoenix Suns. Why couldn't it at least be Knicks Marbury or Timberwolves Marbury? You know what I mean? Like, so stupid. Just dumb at this point, right? Didn't even put his jump shot on quick. Really no marketable reason aside from badge additions that a lot of people probably put on this card in the first place to go pick this card up. Most people are grinding Stephon Marbury with Stephon Marbury. All these challenges, most people are probably using Diamond Stephon Marbury for these challenges. Same thing with Duren. People are using the Diamond Duren to get the Diamond Duren. So stupid. They couldn't even make Marbury a pink diamond with a quick release. Like, they just couldn't do that. That couldn't be done. All right. Whatever. It's just the unnecessary reskins, man. They drive me nuts. Like, I'm sorry. I hate them. It's kind of like in Hollywood, how they just like will do a reskin of like a TV show or a movie for no reason whatsoever. Like, I'm sorry, not to go off on a tangent here, but did we need a gritty reboot of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Did we need that? Who asked for that? I don't think anyone asked for that. There can't be very many people, and I'm sure it's a fine program. I've never watched it, so I'm not gonna talk about the quality of the show. But like, did we need that to have a gritty real world reboot? No, no, we didn't need that. Like, that was unnecessary. And that's how I feel about these reskin cards too. Like, do we need another Phoenix Sun Stephon Marbury? No. I have an entire spreadsheet of players who are Year of the Rabbit that you could have given a card to. Why is it Stephon Marbury? I will answer that for you because they already have the assets in game pre-built and they can just change a couple stats here and there and put them out. Easy work. You know what I mean? Why Jalen Durant? Because the assets are already there. They can just flip a few things. Not that hard. So frustrating. All right, let's talk about packs. I'm sure I'm gonna get flack at some point for trashing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot, but it didn't need to happen. Like, we don't need a gritty reboot. We also didn't need Velma either, if I'm being completely honest. Like, Mike Tyson's Mysteries is a far superior, quote unquote, grittier or more adult Scooby-Doo anyway. Shout out Mike Tyson's Mysteries, dude. Such an underrated show. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. I think it's on, where did I see it for free? Tubi? Tubi's a whole different situation. There's a lot going on Tubi. It's a weird streaming service for sure. All right. If you want to watch the worst, most low budget movies you've ever seen in your life, please go check Tubi out. I'm pretty sure their like submission process is just like, we'll take it. So I'm pretty sure that I could go shoot a movie at my house with my iPhone, and I'm pretty certain I could get it put on Tubi. May test this theory if enough donations come in. Just putting it out there. Lightspeed super packs. Please don't open these. Please don't. Don't open these. You can't even have delusions of grandeur with these because the only cards that are really worth anything are like John Moran and Don Old. No, like, you know what I mean? And Giannis, I guess. But everything else is like super cheap. And Magic, I guess, which is interesting that they put him in the Lightspeed, like speed-based super pack, being he trots in this game. Doesn't even run, but whatever. I know historically he's supposed to be fast, but it's whatever. Look, please don't open these. I beg of you, if you know anyone who plans on opening these, I'm about to do like a Dare commercial for packs right now. Do not open them yourself. Do not, under any circumstances, ask creators to open them or support creators who open them. If your friend tells you that they want to use some VC to open these packs, please convince them not to do so. We cannot reward 2K for these horrible reskin super packs that we get every single week. Like, I have to assume that, you know, also, did you guys notice there's 3 E's in speed on this super pack specifically? Like, why? Why is there 3 E's on this one? This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. You're telling me nobody spotted that there's 3 E's? I'm the one who's got to spot that there's 3 E's. If it was like that on both other packs, I would say that's whatever. They're just rocking mad E's on these, I guess. Like, it's fine. But come on. It's just little stuff like this, dude. Don't worry. They'll go and change this, though. They won't change anything else, but they'll change this. Anyways, please don't open these. The odds are bad. The diamond odds are okay. But realistically, you're just going to get, like, Ben Simmons a bunch of times, like Darius Garland. You can profit off a diamond like DeJounte Murray or De'Aaron Fox, but that's about it. We got some Evos today. I mean, I like what they do with the Evos, but it's just like, I don't care at this point. Like, if Tim Thomas wasn't already expensive enough, DeJounte Murray now is like 200K, which is so wild, dude. It's so crazy. I'm sure he'll come down in price a lot because people will, unfortunately, open these super packs, although they shouldn't. But it is wild that he is so expensive. Like, we really thought that Tim Thomas was going to be so much cheaper to get a hold of, which he is definitely cheaper to get a hold of than he was prior. But people had delusions that Tim Thomas was going to be achievable for like 200K. No, sir. Kareem's still like 300K, and now DeJounte Murray's 200K. Like, he's still 500-600K to get a hold of at the absolute lowest. Also, like, Stoudemire's 50K, you know? So it's like, oh, God, I hate this game. I'm sorry, I do. DeJounte is really good for his Evo, though. Like, he does get really solid. We also got one for De'Aaron Fox, which there are a lot of people, shout out to everyone in my community that tells me that they still like running De'Aaron Fox a lot. Sweet, now you got an Evo. De'Aaron Fox with the Evo definitely gets better for sure. He's like a pretty good point guard, actually. Like, he gets some really solid badges. It's just a matter of, like, is he worth it to go pick up for 70K at this point? Well, about 60, probably not, but, you know, it is what it is. Who else got an Evo? I believe, I think it was a Deck the Halls guy, was it? Bernard King. Bernard King got an Evo, so all of his cards that lead to his Evo are going for a bit more MT, for sure. So if you got any of these guys, you can kind of slang them off, make a little bit. Unfortunately, I have Jerry West and Kareem as non-auctionable. The only auctionable version I have is Kevin McHale, who's not exactly breaking the bank, so it doesn't really matter, but he's like aggressively okay. And then the other person is Kenyon Martin. So if you have 200 tokens, you want to go get Kmart. He's actually pretty good. Like, his Evo is pretty solid, actually. Is he the greatest card in the world post Evo? No, not necessarily, but with that Jason Kidd, you know, you run him with the Jason Kidd duo, which I'll probably do. It's kind of, he gets kind of better. Like, he ends up having like 14. He ends up having like 14 Hoff badges, 25 golds. He's all right. His release is, how do I say this guy's name? Sviatoslav Mahikulik release, which I know I butchered that. Like, I butchered that so hard. I just know it. He ends up getting better, though, but is it worth, like, going out of your way to run him at power forward? No. Like, is he better than Larry Nance? No. And not in my opinion, anyway. Regardless, I like the Evos, but it's just like, that's what we're getting as Tuesday content is gross, dude. It's so gross. I hate it so much. Like, this whole season, you could argue it's like a catch-up season for anybody who got the game at Christmas. Like, they're trying to catch up new players and kind of get them invested in, like, the loop of my team. Any type of excuse that you can make for why they're doing the things that they're doing this season, I could easily just look at it and be like, look, it's not working. It's not working. I consistently talk to people who genuinely like the mode or have liked the mode in the past, and they have had no interest, or they've stopped playing this immediately upon getting it due to the way the game is this year, whether that be through CPU difficulty, which has always been a little bit of a problem even back to 2K20. Like, those spotlight sims, we didn't have quick through STS, not a lot of people would have got through those. But whether that's through CPU difficulty, like insane grinds, the fact that there's just like no players that they want to see, the limited nature of everything. So if you take a week off, like, you're probably missing a bunch of stuff that you would like to see, just stuff of that nature. So clearly this isn't really working. I don't think this is a business model or a game model, for content at least, that's going to capture people and keep them coming back for more. So it needs to change. There needs to be a lot of changes to the mode, or else it's just going to, like, fizzle out and we're all going to stop playing it. I mean, most people don't care about this mode anyway at this point, even people who are like hardcore players. I mean, think back to 2K20, right? If you were around during the 2K20 days, it's a different game entirely, really, at this point. Like, we were getting somewhere between 2 and 4 pack drops of new cards exclusively per week in 2K20, which I don't think packs are always the answer to everything, for sure. But sprinkled in the middle of there was plenty of all-time grinds. We had like 5 different spotlight sims, you know, challenges here and there. I mean, every week we got like buzzer beater throwback moments and Friday content guaranteed, which was so sick. And then we had the Players Club stuff, so like we'd get a new locker code for a different version of a card every single day, which was huge. Constant updates, because there was no season system. We had career highlights cards too, where we'd get random locker codes for stuff. It was just such a better experience, man. It really was. The token market was popping. Like, some of the best cards in the game were in the token market at that time. I'm not a huge fan of lock-ins for sets, but we had a lot of set lock-ins as well, which I think were cool. We had the Spotlight Sim cards, which means the community got to decide who got cards by great performances with random cards. Love that. These are all things they could do to bring hype back to the mode, but it's just a matter of if they're going to do it, and I would say it's probably high It's a high probability they don't. Anyways, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes. Sorry, I like a good rant video. You guys know how it is. Have a good day. Please do not open these super packs. I mean this from like the bottom of what little heart I have left.